Hello, I'm Foster Fries with some more insights on the upcoming election. Senator Obama in the second debate blamed the financial crisis on the 8 years of failed Bush policies and John McCain's love of deregulation.
We are in the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. And a lot of you, I think, are worried about your jobs, your pensions, your retirement accounts, your ability to send your child or your grandchild to college. And I believe this is a final verdict on the failed economic policies of the last 8 years, strongly promoted by President Bush and supported by Senator McCain, that essentially said that we should strip away regulations, consumer protections, let the market run wild, and prosperity would rain down on all of us.
What a contrast to his Alabama Democratic colleague, Congressman Arthur Davis, who said, quote, "Like a lot of my Democratic colleagues, I was too slow to appreciate the recklessness of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. I defended their efforts to encourage affordable home ownership when in retrospect, I should have heeded the concerns raised by the regulators in 2004. Frankly, I wish my Democratic colleagues would admit that when it comes to Fannie and Freddie, we were wrong." Now granted, there's enough blame to go around. Certainly Republican Senator Phil Gramm and Democratic former Secretary of Treasury Robert Rubin decided not to regulate derivatives in their infancy stage. And then there's a cartoon character Pogo who said, "We have met the enemy, and he is us." As Americans, we live beyond our means, using credit excessively. It all began with Jimmy Carter's Community Reinvestment Act of 1977, which forced banks to lend to people who the private market considered uncreditworthy. Subsequently, people have dubbed these ninja loans. No income, no job, no assets. President Clinton expanded these well-intentioned affordable housing efforts in 1999. His administration pressured Fannie and Freddie to continue to ease the credit requirements for mortgages. It was heavy-handed government intervention, therefore, and resistance to regulation by Democrats that triggered the problem, the exact opposite of what Senator Obama declared in his debate. Let's watch a few clips from a congressional hearing in 2004.
It is indeed a very troubling report, but it is a report of extraordinary importance, not only to those who wish to own a home, but as to the taxpayers of this country who would pay the cost of the cleanup of an enterprise failure.
Through nearly a dozen hearings where, frankly, we were trying to fix something that wasn't broke. Mr. Chairman, we do not have a crisis at Freddie Mac, and in particular at Fannie Mae, under the outstanding leadership of Mr. Frank Raines.
There's been nothing that was indicated that's wrong, with Fannie Mae. Freddie Mac has come up on its own, and the question that then presents is the competence that your agency has with reference to the deciding and regulating these GSEs. And so I wish I could sit here and say that I'm not upset with you, but I am very upset because, what you do is you give, maybe giving it a reason to, as Mr. Gonzalez said, to give someone a heart surgery when they really don't need it. Why should I have confidence? Why should anyone have confidence in you as a regulator at this point?
Sorry, Congressman. OFAL did not improperly apply accounting rules. Freddie Mac did. OFAL did not try to manage earnings improperly. Freddie Mac did. So this isn't about the agency engaging in improper conduct. It's about Freddie Mac.
You seem to be saying, well, these are in areas which could raise safety and soundness problems. I don't see anything in your report that raises safety and soundness problems.
Under the outstanding leadership of Mr. Frank Raines, everything in the 1992 Act has worked just fine. In fact, the GSEs have exceeded their housing goals. What we need to do today is to focus on the regulator, and this must be done in a manner so as not to impede their affordable housing mission. A mission that has seen innovation flourish from desktop underwriting to 100% loans.
But I have seen nothing in here that suggests that the safety and soundness are an issue, and I think it serves us badly to raise safety and soundness as a kind of a general shibboleth when it does not seem to me to be an issue.
But what Senator Obama has forgotten is that Senator McCain, alongside 3 fellow Republicans, sponsored the Federal Housing Enterprise Regulatory Reform Act.
Senator John McCain co-sponsored legislation pushing for regulation, delivering a speech on the Senate floor in 2006. Quote, "For years I have been concerned about the regulatory structure that governs Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and the sheer magnitude of these companies and the role they play in the housing market. The GSEs need to be reformed without delay."
Even President Clinton commented that the Democrats were at fault for not heeding Republican calls for increased oversight and regulation.
I think the responsibility that the Democrats have may rest more in resisting any efforts by Republicans in the Congress or by me when I was president to put some standards and tighten up a little on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Now, Senator Obama's skills are such that he's able to convince the American people to be oblivious to this reality that Democrats block the reforms and regulations that the Bush administration and Senator McCain call for, then maybe we shouldn't be so concerned about him negotiating with Ahmadinejad, Chavez, and Kim Jong-il after all. This example again underscores the reluctance of mainstream media to report unbiased news and educate the American public on the issues. How many of us know, for example, that after railing against President Bush for wiretapping, that Senator Obama then voted for FISA, which authorized it? While I support Senator McCain because of his ideals of smaller government, it's amazing to see the energy and enthusiasm the Obama campaign exudes. I think we're all enamored by Senator Obama's charm and charisma, but let's make sure our fellow Americans are focused on record, not just rhetoric. Thanks to all of you who have supplied these insights to help us make independent, informed decisions on November 4th. God bless.